Hello again guys and welcome to another video. Today I'll be playing the Beginner's Guide, which is a game by the guys who made the Stanley Parable, if you remember this game. I played on my second channel. I'll probably leave a link. I'll leave a link in the description below. But basically it's supposed to be like, the first game was kind of really weird. It was, you probably know what it was. Let's just get into it. I don't know what to expect. I just expect this game to be good, so let's go. It's supposed to have like a story and stuff too, so that should be fun. Please make sure audio is on. Yes, it is. Also today I'm not drinking coke, I'm drinking pineapple juice. That's my pineapple juice.
Hello. Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide.
Hi.
My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote the Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today, I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
I'm drinking some pineapple juice.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made.
Hello.
It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way.
Nice.
And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town,
let's go, boys.
He then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level.
Crouch.
And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Well, that seems unfinished.
It's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever.
I
think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda.
That's fucking weird.
So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at DAVEYWREDEN.
It's not a good idea to say your email in my video. Jesus.
Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game.
Pineapple juice.
As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
I definitely expected something else. Hello. So that guys made those games. Okay, oh! That's not bad. Why is it gonna self-destruct?
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
That's kinda cool. No shit, wrong way, boys. If there is a screamer, I'll kill someone. Okay. Let's go, boys. To be perfectly honest, this is kinda cool, and it does not look like the first game this guy would make. Oh shit, that's kinda cool. Let's evacuate, boys! Ah!
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development.
Ah.
For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere. But then clearly there are no enemies anyway.
How it works.
You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately, we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is.
I doubt it.
And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Huh.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
Like, to be perfectly honest, that looks kinda awesome. Like, I don't understand half of the shit that's supposed to happen. Wait, so all the space door opened. Nice. Well, I guess, I mean, we're in space.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Wow. Well, I mean, that's fucking awesome. Honestly, this looks kinda cool. I like games with bad graphics. I mean, I played Minecraft after all. Wait, let me check the volume levels real quick. Let's see. Okay, I really hope it's not too fucking loud. And you can hear me. I'll scream. Okay, it's fine. Hello. Oh, that's amazing.
Apparently, the space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, thank you! Oh my god, I like this guy. Let's go back. Wait, will something happen if we actually go back to the labyrinth?
Or if you'd really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
I fucking knew it, man. Let's go. Hello.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then—
Wait, guys, I'll be back in 3 seconds. I seriously need to just, like, quickly hit this button. Okay, there we go. Continue.
Get to the engine room.
I just started recording my audio from my mic in case the sound is too loud. I can fix it.
You there, in the engine room.
Hello.
You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives.
Oh shit! Why?
Would you do it? Could you give yourself?
To be honest, I don't have a fucking choice. But I mean, yes! Take me, body beam. Oh fuck, it killed me.
Let me pause here for a second.
Wow.
What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere.
What happened?
And this is what happens instead.
Show me. I wanna know. So what happens? Whoa. Oh, this is more awesome. Well, kind of. I mean, that's really good for a first game.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system.
It does.
Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Okay. That's kind of interesting. It's a game with other games in the other games. The past was behind her. Okay. Can we go? Can we go?
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
Why? Why is this a thing? It's so weird. I mean, it's unfinished games and I understand it, but what?
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative.
What the fuck?
It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Dude, if they make a full fucking game of this, this is awesome. But the future was always behind her. That's so cool. How will she find strength? I don't fucking know. Don't ask me questions to confront it. That's awesome.
It's a short little thought. It says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick.
To be honest,
next one.
They should make a full game with only walking backwards. That would be funny. If this is a screamer. Wait, you can't walk outside of the boundaries. You are now entering. Please, no, Screamerino. Let's see. Hello.
And that's it. Okay,
Nice.
the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. I can do that while drinking my fucking
Oftentimes,
pineapple
Coda would
juice.
put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Whoa! Hey.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him.
It's gone, boys.
And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
I mean, making all of these games and shit. Oh, what?
Once you've been slowed to an
Fuck.
absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So
No.
why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all?
That's
Well,
fucking
to show
deep.
you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Nice. What's in the door? There is probably nothing. Oh, wow. You walk around talking down. What the hell? You are a gate. There is so much fucking things. What? You must have... Those weird games are really
A
cool.
room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
Oh yeah, let's see. What is this? A game where you collect items, except the game automatically quicks left.
Coda
when
would
you-
often tell me
No!
that he didn't mind if people thought of him
That's
as
bad.
cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
What the fuck? Selling your own all organs, that's fucking messed up. Game filled with chairs, except one chair is floating. Ah. Ready, set, fish. Okay. Oh, hello. Wait, let's check. Okay. I think the audio from the game is a bit loud. I'm just gonna fucking volume it down a bit. Let's go, boys! Ooh. So, do we fish? It's called Ready, Set, Fish.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
It's a door. Oh my god, that looks so weird. How do you solve the puzzle? Wait, do you close the door from the from inside? And it opens this door? Ah!
Don't forget that
Nice.
solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're
Ah,
gonna see
okay.
it a lot.
Gonna see it a lot? Okay. That was pretty self-intuitive, I would say. Not hard. A game of games. By the way, guys, if you're watching so far, make sure to hit the like button. I don't know if I'll do another video of this game. It seems really fucking serious.
So that seems to be it, right? You
But
walk
it's
down a
not.
corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Okay. Holy fuck. There is more? There is so much more!
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they
What?
essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic
What the
outer
hell?
wall. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything.
Holy
That's
shit.
not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
I don't know, but I don't understand, bitch. Oh, what? Again? Oh, now you can move a little bit to the sides. You're now
Aha.
exiting.
So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could
Interesting.
even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And
Okay.
once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Honestly, this game is supposed to be like an hour and a half long or something. But I think I'll only do one part because so far it's pretty fucking deep. I mean, it's kinda cool, but it's pointless. I expected something else. And
Let's talk about video game development for a
Hello.
second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
That looks kinda cool.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Okay. Ooh, hello,
The
parkour!
tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Holy shit. Why, like, I don't understand why he would make so many different concepts and never finish anything. Because, I mean, some of these games look interesting. I don't know. What is this in the middle? It's nothing. Oh, holy shit. What? Alright, there was a noise. This guy can make really good scary games, if you ask me. Oh, fuck. Okay, let's take this turn. Whoa. Oh, fuck. Okay. Damn. I said oh, fuck a bunch of times. Hello. Is this a prison? Like, to be honest.
This prison,
it's called...
funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
Oh, wow.
If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
A whole hour? Come on. Like,
this is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere.
Wow.
There wasn't.
Those guys are huge nerds though. Holy shit. I don't know, it's just a lot of people ask me about this game, so I decided why not give it a shot. And I actually didn't know that it was coming out. Oh, the skybox pretty.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Of course, man. Let's go.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over.
I don't know.
I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
The sound is quite loud, my friend. Sound quality. Yeah, we can get subtitles. And then lower the volume. I don't know why it's that loud. I hope the video comes out fine. If it doesn't, I'll have to fucking re-render it a bunch of times. To get my voice to be above his voice, I guess. Okay, so what's that? Hello. Is this the same puzzle? Hey. Listen, speak, listen.
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Okay, you there. Did you come from up above? What was up there? Yes, there was a world stamped with witness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were these floating... What? I don't know. Well, there was the enormous prison. That's what I remember, sadly. So now it will be. That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here. No, I don't remember. I would prefer not to tell you. I did. Again, perfect. Now please, tell us how you solve it. Tell us the solution to get to the other side. I don't remember. I didn't solve it. Someone else did it. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. Huh. Ah, why is it lies? I don't want to lie. Hey, number 3. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. Oh no, but I do. We do. We need to get there. Do you understand? It's the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. That does not look like a prison. Oh, hello. The door opened. I mean... another room. Oh no. Yes, do you want to know how I saw it? No, I've been right here for the entire time. It would have been cool if this was voice acted and stuff. No. We actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Haven't seen it yet. Why would I care about the black space between the doors? Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through. I don't recall space between the doors. That's the truth. Ah, for fuck's sake. Now I need to pay attention to when this shit opens. That's a different thing. That's a different room. This game is playing with my mind.
And
it's
so
kind
we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Okay. Hello. Final floor of the level. I don't know, I mean, it's not bad, but it's really weird. There is... like, hello? Huh, that looks kind of cool. Hello?
It's a lamppost.
It is a lamppost.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
It's interesting. Hello, light post. I don't know, this game's really weird. I definitely did not expect something like that. Let's do one more, and then I'll call it a day. As you walk around, all notes you see are left by other players. That's interesting. Can we see a note, please? Nice room. Not. I don't know if how people receive this
So
game.
first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Coda.
Ah.
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up.
Okay.
I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic.
Well, you obviously succeeded.
But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts,
That's very fucking deep.
feelings and beliefs, and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
To be perfectly honest, if you can run in this game and you can go fucking all Sonic,
but it's ironic,
that would be
isn't it,
cool.
that in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work.
That's really fucking weird.
I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Why would you feel lonely? Get friends. Watch my YouTube videos, I'll be your friend. But then we end up playing a semi-boring, really fucking weird game. Can I not jump?
At
Come
the
on.
end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again.
Ah.
And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means.
You can tell
Each of
me.
these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works,
Oh fuck.
and so it gives him a simple
That
mechanism
kinda
for moving on.
spooked me. I was like, what the fuck
Because
is
there's
this?
this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces.
Uh-huh.
Before you move on, you get to pause. Just for
Okay.
a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To
That's
step back
loud.
and connect the pieces
Oh,
together.
light post, nice.
To
Oh, that's
grasp at that
typewriters.
elusive bigger picture.
What the fuck? To be honest, 10 out of 10, I think this guy has issues, and I don't think I'm gonna be ever playing this again.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
I mean, this looks cool, finally. What is this? Hello. I mean, that looks really fucking awesome. Good graphics. Holy shit. I guess nothing will happen for a while. I am
So, this is
yeah,
it,
I'm there.
the whole game. And there's
Again.
nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway.
That's in
Except
the
for some reason,
outside
Coda gets
game,
really
yeah.
fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Okay. That's fucking weird. Let's get the TV in the middle of the room. You know what? I think I'm gonna end it here. I don't think this game's interesting. Like, I don't even know if I'll upload this video. It's just a weird game. It has potential, but it seems like the guy that is just talking to you is like this serious fanboy, and he's like, oh look, his work means a lot. But I'm like, holy fuck, what is this shit? But I mean,
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
I'm just not entertained by it, so it's time to call it a day. Goodbye, Mr. Narrator. You can skip the levels? Okay. What happens if you skip all the levels? Can you? You can. I don't think it gets more interesting, you
This
know?
one took a lot
Okay, wait. If we
longer
quit
than all
to
the
the main
others for
menu.
Coda to
Don't
make.
talk!
It was 4 months
When I'm in the menu. Can we select the last chapter? Chapter 12. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. This will be it for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit the like button. That was fucking deep. I'm out.